No, Mr. Announcer, you're taking the night off. Sorry, Harry. But this, I'm going to say it. So just do the open and let me make things perfectly clear. Live from the Tamil Memorial Studios inside Park Forest apartment complex in Jackson, Michigan. This is Steve Sporty Balls, presented by Nobody. And now, don't know what's going on, but something sure fired him up. Here he is, Mr. Mr. whatever he wants to be called. I'm Harry Von Stuttgart. And here is our man, the Baxman. Drop it down, boss. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and how the hell are you? Hey, Meta Nettie, que pasa, amigo? Welcome, 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 one and all. No, that's not how we do that. This is how we do it. Are you with me? Get that back here. We're doing this proper. No. This is how we do the intro. Welcome, one and all, to the Corsican Ball. That's right, forgot I had an apartment. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Corsican Ball. That's right. And here is why I say that with the awful pride that I have been missing. Because you want to know something? You really want to know something. Here it is. I'm back, baby. Get used to it and get used to the following. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. Soon to be on Rumble. Why? Because this is my dream. Nobody, well, I won't say nobody, but there are some people in this business that never wanted to help. Well, I say to them, I have the talent. And by God, I'm going to do my damnedest to showcase my talent and the talent of others with this platform, with Twitch, with Rumble, and even, dare I say it, and I know, Matthew, we got to get the Twitch thing up and running. And we're going to do so, and this is official. We're going to do so in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And the Spreaker show, I'm going to say it. I'm going to ask Jay if he's got his laptop working. If not, then so be it. But, so be it. We'll wait on the Spreaker show. But we're getting the Twitch show up and running 2 weeks from tomorrow night. 2 weeks. Why? Because it's going to take that long to, good. You still got it? Fan-damn-tastic. Because I'm telling you, we're going to do it. We're going to make podcast history, sort of, because this show is going to follow the podcast Le Croix, in other words. We are going to make the podcast comedy. We're going to make the podcast smooth. We're going to try to get some guests. We're going to try to do it like we did the old Blog Talk Radio show, except we're not going to use telephones. We're going to use this. We're going to use the microphones. We're going to use Skype. We're going to make this show so interactive, it'll make Joe Rogan grow hair. I'm going to tell you, we're going to keep some things. We're going to get rid of things. We're going to keep the insidious belch. We're going to keep our winners and losers. We may even ask the king, the god, if you will, of comedy, if we can bring back the most sacred thing in the world, the Flying Fickle Finger of Fate Award. And I may ask for a little backing to make that happen. I'm going to ask somebody who believes in us, who wants to back us 100% of the way. It may be hard, but damn it, it's time. As for this place, I am going to say this boldly and bluntly. I am going to fight like hell to keep my home mine. My cat's coming back. But the one thing that's leaving, and I don't care how it does leave, is this piece of shit right here that has caused so much trouble with bed bugs. I am not going to do any more business with the furniture part of St. Vincent de Paul. They should have warned me that this had bed bugs, but they didn't. So to St. Vincent de Paul, congratulations. You just got yourself one hell of a belch coming Friday. And I'm going to request an apology. I can't get rid of it until, I've got some people from Pest Genie coming to what are they going to do here? Not investigate. They're going to inspect my humble abode. They are going to inspect it, and they're going to find nothing wrong. And I don't care if they spray it 5 times. This, I want to make sure my point. This is leaving one way or another. I'm going to have my cousin Brenda come in. She's going to help me out. I may have to tell her come in on Wednesday because Tuesday I've got to take Angie and Annie, Yuki to see Bluey at the Wharton Center in East Lansing. I hope they know it's going to cost them $10 because I ain't Uber and I ain't doing this for free. Which is going to be fantastic because if I'm going to be someone's driver, it's going to be costing. And I don't care if I have to wait for it. But I will report because I'm telling you this, I'm not losing my SSI anymore. Nope. This is my home, my castle. And I pay rent on the button. I am never late. I will pay my insurance. I will pay the rent. I will pay renter's insurance because the renter's insurance and the car insurance is going to be in one fell swoop. Folks, that, my friends, I mean, I crashed today because I was so damn worried. I'm not going to be worried anymore. I'm not going to be a scared kitten. I'm going to be a fierce tiger. Because you know what? I'm tired of being a walking mat. I'm tired of being a doormat. I'm tired of worrying. Worrying brings on stress, and stress can kill me. It can kill anyone. Stress ruined me to the point that I'm 365 pounds. I was 320 before all this happened. It's time to get back. It's time to get back into action. I don't care if it takes 3 treatments, 4 treatments, 5 treatments, 6 treatments. The bed bugs are gone, and so is this. If I have to, I'm going to get a sectional, but I'm going to make damn sure the sectional is clean. How's that? How's that for first volley? This is the only clothes I got, and I'm going to wear it. I'll wear it with pride, damn it. I'll wear it with pride. Once again, the NASCAR Cup Series and Charlotte, the Coca-Cola 600, is delayed by weather, so we may never know who is winning. But Christopher Bell is in the lead after over 200 laps. 264 laps. And they do a full 600. Gee, Wally. 241 laps. Oh, is that 241 or 291? Yeah, 291 laps. So we're getting mighty close to the end of everything here. But, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't mean we can't have a good show. And by God, by golly, we are going to get a good show. So come on, folks. Give your old pal, the Baxman, a salute. Because, baby, Memorial Day, I celebrate my mom and my dad and everyone's family who fought for this country. I'm fighting for my home. Okay, let's go to, the weather hit everything, including the Indianapolis 500. 4 hours, rain delay for 4 hours, but they finally got it started. And Joseph Newgarden came out the big winner in a thrilling duel with Pato O'Ward on the final lap to win the greatest spectacle in racing for the second year in a row. Newgarden is the first driver in over 20 years to win back-to-back Indianapolis 500s. And baby, he got that drink of milk like there's no tomorrow. And you know what? They interviewed the people at the American Dairy Association of Indianapolis. You only get 3 choices. 3 choices. Whole milk, 1%, or fat-free. You want chocolate? Forget it. You want strawberry? Forget it. It's white milk. Anyway, let's get going. Newgarden matched defeat that was last accomplished by Helio Castroneves in 2001 and 2002. It also marks the 30th victory of Newgarden's IndyCar career. He won after withstanding the advance of Pato O'Ward, who took the lead from Newgarden at the white flag and attempted to drive away, snaking down the back straightaway in an attempt to break Newgarden's draft, but it was to no avail as Newgarden was able to close in on O'Ward by the entry to turn 3, passing him on the outside, and then driving back to the yard of bricks to the checkered flag. What a final lap. Now, the win comes after Newgarden had been embroiled in a scandal surrounding Team Penske following the opening race of the IndyCar season at St. Petersburg, Florida, in which the team was discovered to have illegally modified their car's push-to-pass system, giving them an extra boost of horsepower on starts and restarts in violation of the system controlled by IndyCar race officials. The infraction led to Newgarden being stripped of the victory, but interestingly, this gave O'Ward the win and suspensions to multiple members of the Penske team, including team president Tim Cindric. Despite that, Newgarden was able to earn Penske their 20th Indianapolis 500 win and vindication for both himself and his race team. Yes, sir. They did good. Let's see. Do we have the official resultats? Well, yeah, but we'll do the official resultats in a moment. By the way, the Coca-Cola 600 currently in a long weather delay. Christopher Bell leads. Hopefully it won't be a long rain delay. It's 18 minutes. We're going to say 19 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is our time, and that will never change, kids. We are changing our electron board to something a little bit more better, a little bit more artistic. Kyle Larson, who elected to commit to racing his first Indy 500 at the cost of starting NASCAR's Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte Motor Speedway, he ran well inside the top 10 after a fifth-place qualifying effort, but he would incur a mid-race pit road speeding penalty that regulated him to an 18th place finish. Back at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Justin Allgaier started the number 5 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports in Larson's place. But for right now, Larson, is he going to be ready? You better believe it. He's already in Charlotte, North Carolina. What if I got the earphones on? Dang it. Let's take the earphones off. There we go. We can't hang them there because, well, we're again in the Desilu microphones. All right, let's go to that. And there you go. So one race has ended under rain, and the other, this NASCAR, the Coca-Cola 600, is also in the rain. La-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. By the way, I am, yes, indeed, if you notice, I am growing my hair out because I have always wanted a mullet. So I am growing my hair out to sort of look mullet-like. Anyway, let's keep going. Boom. Oh, now I know why. Can we? Okay, we can. Fantastic. Okay, let us let's go and find out what's happening in pro wrestling, and that means one thing. We got Double or Nothing, AEW, live from Vegas. Happy 5th anniversary to the boys and girls of All Elite Wrestling. And we're also going to do scores and everything else. You know the drill. You know the drill by heart, by soul. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Whoops. Hang on. There we go. Whoops. Once more, dear friends, into the breach we go. Because why? Because we're good guys. We're nice people. Hey, Matt G, how's you doing? How's you doing? How's you doing, Petty boy? All right. Um, we got some entertainment news. Cord Cutter News is reporting that, wow, this is crazy. Increasingly youth, or increasing youth, or yeah, increasingly youth have been moving away from cable TV networks, including networks made for kids like Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network's target age is 6 to 12-year-olds. Now, increasingly, the average age of its viewers is over 18 after 5 p.m. To help address this, Cartoon Network is expanding Adult Swim to 5 p.m. using its Toonami brand. Cartoon Network will air Toonami in its 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time programming block. Not only is Toonami returning, but it will air classic shows including Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z Kai, and Naruto. This revival is aimed at attracting older fans of the classic block that likely remember the show fondly. I don't know if Moltar is going to be hosting it, but you never know. The change will happen on May 31st, 2024. This all comes as Cartoon Network saw its viewership drop 19% in 2023. That is far better than some others, as Nickelodeon saw viewership drop 34%, Nick Jr. 24%, Disney Channel 26%, Disney Junior 27%. Increasingly, parents are moving their kids to online services like Disney Plus as they no longer see a need for cable TV. Because of that, Cartoon Network and other networks focusing on a younger audience now face a decline in viewership that is forcing them to reconsider their lineup. The question now is, will this move help drive up viewership of Cartoon Network, or are they about to go the way of Boomerang? We will find out. Right now, I'm taking a look at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I don't think they're going to continue the race. I think they're going to call the race official and award the win to Christopher Bell. We will find out in a few moments. Okay. Come on. Thank you. And the folks who gave you MeTV, I think we've not mentioned this, but we're going to mention it. Last August, MeTV filed a trademark for a new Toons TV network. Now they have announced on June 25th they will launch a 24/7 network dedicated to classic cartoons called MeTV Toons. Now, Friendly TV has confirmed on its Facebook page that the new network will be added to the service in response to a question about whether MeTV Toons will be added. They said, of course, we got MeTV, so why not? Let's see. The new network will include many popular classic shows like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, George Jetson, Tomcat, Yogi Bear, Popeye, Johnny Quest, and Fred Flintstone. Many of these shows have been on Boomerang for a long time, but left that network. You'll also find some cartoons that aired after 2000 show up on MeTV Toons. MeTV Toon TV is coming to free over-the-air broadcast stations, currently only confirmed in a few markets, but is reportedly in talks to come to multiple areas at launch. So, hello world. Kind of looks like Boomerang's sort of in a little bit of its own tailspin, if you know what I mean. Another little situation we're going to talk about. Adam Silver has said nothing has been decided on the next NBA media deals, including the fate of TNT. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Okay, happy anniversary, AEW. Let's get you the Double or Nothing results as we speak. Double or Nothing buy-in. Deonna Purrazzo defeated Thunder Rosa, and The Acclaim and Billy Gunn defeated the Cage of Agony. Now, during the buy-in, Tony Khan and Martha Hart came to the stage for an announcement regarding this year's Owen Hart Foundation tournaments. With it being the foundation's 25th anniversary, Martha and Tony had discussed the possibility of the stakes being raised for the winners of the men and women's tournaments. Khan announced that the finals of the tournaments will take place July 10th in Calgary as part of the annual Calgary Stampede festivities, and that the men and women's tournament winners this year will also earn a world championship match at AEW All In. So now, let's get to the results so far. In Double or Nothing, the AEW International Championship match, Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay, the winner. And new AEW International Champion, Will Ospreay. Yeah, Biggie, yeah. Then Adam Cole's music hit as the leader of the Undisputed Kingdom made his way down the ring. Cole says it's story time before running down the crowd in Vegas, saying he should be rehabbing his knee to get back to wrestling. He talks about there being a little devil in all of us and that the devil will get his due, and his name is, and the lights go out as he tries to pose, and the lights come back, and we get a video on the screen where you're inside somebody's home, and it soon becomes clear whose house. Sadly, not Swerve's. As we see a room with MJF pictures and memorabilia. Shortly after that, MJF's music hits as the former, well, I won't say former, because I don't think he ever lost it, did he? As the former AEW World Champion makes his way to the stage sporting a new look with a denim jacket and pants instead of his burgundy attire. MJF has an intense look on his face as he walks down the ring, staring at the devil mask on the mat, and then at Adam Cole. Amidst chanting from the crowd, MJF goes in to hug his old friend, only to kick him in his little babies, dropping Cole to a pop from the crowd. MJF grabs the microphone, running Cole down before calling for someone to get him out of MJF's ring. MJF talks about the mistake he made trusting Adam Cole, a mistake he will not make again. We all make mistakes in our past. Never again. Never again. Let's see. Cole didn't make MJF out. Cole didn't take MJF out. He only woke him up to realize who he is, and that is the best wrestler out there today because he's MJF. He's better than you, and you know it. He runs down the rest of the locker room now, saying he didn't need a New Japan or a Vince McMahon, or I'll add one, a Paul Levesque man to make him, because MJF made MJF. He said there won't be any funny business now because he's back to being driven by what brought the best out of him: hate. When MJF is driven by hate, nobody is safe. He grabbed the devil mask, saying masks are adorned by cowards, and he's done hiding. No word yet if Excalibur found that interesting. MJF then says he doesn't need a mask to prove that no one is on the level of the devil. This mask and everything in it, and everything it symbolizes, can go straight to hell, a point accentuated by stomping and spitting on the mask, taking his jacket off and shirt off, and hitting an elbow drop on the mask before throwing it in the crowd. MJF says he's been betting on himself since day one. He's all in, double or nothing. In case he hadn't made it appearance, to quote a great man, MJF tells the cameraman to zoom in, revealing a tattoo that reads 3 simple words: bet on yourself, with the AEW logo chip, before calling himself the Wolf of Wrestling because, in his words, he's not effing leaving. His music hits, crowd cheers him on, and he heads up to the ramp, and oh boy, Hatsi Matsi. Then we had the AEW Unified World Trios Tag Team Championship match, Bullet Club against Death Triangle, and the winners, and still Unified World Trios champions, Bullet Club Gold. We have the AEW Women's World Championship match, Toni Storm defending against Serena Deeb, and the winner, and still AEW Women's Champion, Timeless Toni Storm. Wahoo. Okay, we got Orange Cassidy taking on Trent Beretta, and the winner of that with pinfall, Orange Cassidy. That was a good match. Then we had the FTW Rules 3-Way Championship match, Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Katsuri Shibata. The winner of that match, and still FTW champion Chris Jericho. Dear God. Then we had the IWGP World Championship Eliminator match, Jon Moxley versus Kanzuki Takeshita. Or, for those of you down south, Konosuke Takeshita. No offendez-vous. The winner via pinfall, Jon Moxley. Coming up, it's the TNT Championship Barbed Wire Steel Cage match. Adam Copeland defending against Malachi Black. And still to come, you got the AEW World Championship match. Swerve Strickland defense against Christian Cage. The AEW TBS Championship match. Willow Nightingale defends against Mercedes Moné. And the main event, Anarchy in the Arena match, the Elite and the Young Bucks. The Elite takes on Team AEW. So that's going to go until about midnight Eastern time. And they're still saying the race is going to continue till conclusion. Oh, wow, this is going to be fun, isn't it? So they might be going on till about midnight. Well, and sad to say, once again, we got some more sad news to report from thestreet.com. Nothing lasts forever, and that's especially true on the Las Vegas Strip, where aside from Donny Osmond, Carrot Top, and Wayne Newton, change comes for everything. On the Strip, every restaurant and many of the resort casinos seem to undertake a massive overhaul or even a name change once a decade or so. Over the past 12 months, the Strip has lost to Tropicana, which ended the run of the second oldest resort casino on the famed road. And that will become the new baseball stadium for the soon-to-be relocated Las Vegas Athletics. Oh, speaking of which, Hang on, folks. I got to show you this. Give me about a minute, about maybe 25 seconds. Boom. There we go. Okay. I'm back, baby. Okay. Okay. When I got my first car, which was the 2007 Ford Fusion, called it Fizz Giggity, like I called the new car Fizz Giggity, but that's called Fizz Giggity the second. One of my little trips was to Nuts and Bolts at Lugnuts Stadium. At Jackson Field, Jackson Insurance, not Jackson, Michigan. And I decided I wanted to buy a couple of friends, one YouTube personality. I decided I was going to I was going to do something for a couple of folks that helped me out. And I decided I wanted to buy something for some friends. Get that pointer away from there. Thank you. A little bit. Yes, we love you. So I bought a couple of things for a couple of folks, and I promised them this. So I tried to find the bag. Guess what? I found the bag filled with stuff. Yay! Steve found his bag, and soon it'll be on its way to a couple of folks that I sort of owe. Well, you know what I mean. If I buy something for everybody, I'd be broke. But I just felt I needed to do something, and I did. Anyway, so I got a couple of hats, and I'm going to send it to them. Oh, boy. Anyway. The Tropicana is going to be torn down for the new baseball stadium. It will also soon see the Mirage close, and plans are underway for the small Casino Royale to be replaced with a mega resort. In addition to those closures, a lot of smaller venues have shut down, including the venerable Old Homestead Steakhouse at Caesars Entertainment's Caesar's Palace, and Chef Julian Serrano's Picasso, considered one of the Strip's best restaurants, will also close later this year. And you can blame changing taste. Tourists always wanting something new, or high rents making it impossible to operate on the Strip when you're no longer drawing a packed crowd every night. In Vegas, there's always something new, and even a 10-year run for a restaurant is an impressive feat. Now, Caesars bought the iconic Horseshoe name to the former Bally's last year, and that venue has honored a Vegas historical figure with its Jack Binion Steakhouse. Sin City, however, can also be as harsh as Siegfried and Roy, two of the city's most legendary entertainers, have essentially been erased at the Mirage as it makes its transition to becoming a Hard Rock International property. So what's going on? Well, Holstein's, sort of upscale take on fast food, opened at MGM Resorts, International's Cosmopolitan in 2010. Uh, the burger train tried to bring a modern take on classic comfort food. Instead, it's going to shut its doors for good July 9th. Let's see. I think that's about it on the report. Okay. Oop. See, we cover everything here on this broadcast. Yes. Especially why my hair has decided it lives a life of its own. There we go. So Vegas is changing, and that's sad. But with change comes a new world, as they say. All right. What else have we got to talk about? Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's try one thing here. Let's try to make things beautiful again. Okay, it's 10:43. Well, there was a big storm, obviously, during the Indy 500. Madison, Wisconsin, the NBC affiliate, cut to a commercial break during the Indianapolis 500 finish. NBC lost its broadcast signal in the severe storm. We will, of course, continue. Let's see. Yeah, let's read this if we may. The Diamond Sports bankruptcy soap opera is rolling on with seemingly no end in sight, and Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred is among those expressing his disbelief with where we currently are in the proceedings. For months, it looks like Diamond Sports would be relegated to the dustbin of history as the regional sports outlet was struggling through bankruptcy, and leagues and teams were preparing to take over their own broadcast. But an effusion of money from Amazon came at the perfect time, and Diamond has been busy getting renewals with various cable and satellite operators. But Comcast, the only one they haven't gotten a renewal from, has said, not this time, guys, and has turned everything upside down once again. The lack of a Comcast deal now has the three major sports leagues that they do business with, NBA, NHL, MLB, all skeptical of whether or not Diamond's reorganization plan can actually come together. And earlier this week, Manfred went public with his questions about where the company was openly stating that there's no plan and there are no actual deals in place with any of the major leagues. Ooh. Major League Baseball has long been the biggest opponent to any wide-ranging deal to rescue Diamond, as the league has fancied going their own route with local broadcast and sports rights. But while MLB seemed to be going it alone, they were recently joined by the NHL and NBA in the latest round of legal filings. While the finalizing of the reorganization plan was originally supposed to move forward in June, this week, a 6-week delay was granted until the end of July for the confirmation hearing that may ultimately decide Diamond's fate. But unless the company can strike a last-minute deal with Comcast for carriage, please, Comcast, all of their work over the past year to stay alive may be for naught. So we're going to have to wait on that for a long time, which personally makes things rather iffy, to take point. Speaking of which, it is time now to bring you, while we're waiting for either the Coca-Cola 600 to continue or the Coca-Cola 600 to end and Christopher Bell to be declared the winner. Right now, we're about 13 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Wow. We have an update on Grayson Murray, and I'm sort of hemming and hawing about doing this. But in the words of Howard Cosell, we are duty bound to bring you, no matter what happens, good or bad, we're duty bound to report on it. As you all know, Saturday, professional golfer Grayson Murray passed away. He was 30 years old. Murray's death comes after he withdrew Friday during the second round of the 2024 Charles Schwab Challenge, citing an illness. We found out that was inaccurate. A day after Murray's death rocked the larger sporting world, his parents announced in a statement through the PGA Tour that he took his own life. Eric and Terry Murray said in a statement, quote, "We would like to thank the PGA Tour and the entire world of golf for the outpouring of support. Life wasn't always easy for Grayson, and although he took his own life, we know he rests peacefully now," end quote. PGA Tour has sent grief counselors to both tournament sites and made others available virtually for its members. And if you feel like, well, if you feel helpless in this world, don't. There are people out there that care and they want to help you. Dial the National Suicide Prevention Hotline or go to your local mental health officials like Lifeways, and they will help. And if you want a prime example of that, you're looking at one. I got help thanks to National Suicide Prevention Hotline and Lifeways, and support of friends like those that have been at my side for a long, long time, and I will always cherish them more than they'll ever know in my life, because they are now part of my family, and I love each and every one of them very much. Okay. Let's go to the NFL, get some NFL reports, then we're going to go on a scoreboard binge. Oh, man. The NFL is ever expanding and has made a concerted effort over the last few decades to bring the game onto an international stage. This year, the league is set to play games in England, Germany, and Brazil, and it sounds like more countries and cities are being eyed for future regular season games. Henry Hodgson, general manager of the NFL's UK office, told the Irish Star newspaper that Dublin and Paris are two European cities that the league is looking into for potential games. The statement, quote, "There's a feasibility study, as we would call it, in a number of different Euro cities, and Dublin is one of those. looking at the stadiums, taking local meetings. We'll take away all that info, digest it, and determine what the next step are. That's something that's happening in Dublin. It's happening in Paris, for example, and a number of other cities around the world as well. Hodgson noted that the NFL is planning to specifically evaluate Croke Park and Aviva Stadium for games in Ireland. Croke Park previously hosted the Bears and Steelers in a preseason game in '97 and can seat 82,300 fans. Meanwhile, Aviva Stadium has hosted college football games in the past, has a capacity of 51,700. Now, this year, the NFL is slated to have 5 international games, 3 in London, 1 in Munich, and 1 in Sao Paulo, Brazil, this season. On top of Ireland and France, the NFL has previously looked into having an international game in Spain as well. Okay, that is that. So now, with 7 minutes left, let's take it to the fastest sports scoreboard we can. We gave you a bit of entertainment news. We gave you a little bit of wrestling news. Now it's time, with 8 minutes left in the show, to give you the ultimate scoreboard. So let's do it. In La Liga Español, Mallorca defeated Getafe 2-1. Valencia and Celta Vigo tied at 2. Las Palmas and Deportivo Alaves tied at 1. Barcelona over Seville 2-1. In Series A in Italia, Inter and Verona tied at 2. Sassuolo and Lazio tied at 1. Udinese over Frosinone 1-0. Roma lost to Empoli 2-1. Lecce and Napoli tied at 0. Atalanta over Torino 3-0. And we're going to try to find some U.S. Prodicto for a bit. Just give us some time. We hunt, we peck. Oh boy, I don't think no one was playing tonight. Premier League in Canada, Calgary and Valour ended in a 1-1 tie. Yeah, I think that's it. Kidding. No Amerikinski. No Amerikinski. Hey, by the way, why no Australian Football League scores? We only do the grand final. That's what we're allowed. If you want to know how your favorite team is doing in the Australian Football League, go to afl.com.au for that information. We only are allowed to do just the grand final. But next season, we'll get back to everything. Don't worry. Okay, I'm just trying to find out if there's... here we are. In NISA action, Irvine Zeta and Capo at halftime are at Goose Egg. MLS Next Pro, New England and New York City tied at 3. Inter Miami over Cincinnati 1-0. Philadelphia over the New York Red Bulls 5-1. Orlando beat Huntsville 5-0. Tacoma beat Houston 3-2. In the 65th minute of action, San Jose and St. Louis are still scoreless. Vancouver beat Ventura 1-0, and Minnesota beat Colorado 2-0. In USL League 2 action, Lane United and Ole Town ended up in a 1-1 tie, as did West Seattle and United PDX. Florida Elite over Brevard 1-0. Charlottesville over Lionsbridge 2-0. Patuxent Football Athletics in Christos ended in a 2-2 tie. Riverlight and St. Charles ended in a 3-3 tie. Twin City beat Houston Sur 2-0. The AHFC Royals and Houston don't play yet. In NPSL East Region, the Keystone East Conference, Predators over the Philadelphia Union 3-2. In the other East Region game in the NPSL, score is not yet available to us. Alexandria defeated Virginia Beach 6-1. Annapolis over Frederick 4-2. In the South, it was Austin and Laredo. We have no score from them. Women's USLW League, Great Lakes Division. No scores from either Flint City versus Cleveland Forest, Michiana FC, and Midwest United FC. In the W League, Women's USLW League, in the Heartland Division, it was Milwaukee over Chicago 7-2. Rochester over RKC Soccer Club 3-2. In the Mid-Atlantic Division, it was Lancaster over Northern Virginia 3-1. And in what was a soccer game or maybe a football game, Northern Colorado defeated Colorado International 14-0. Women's USL Northwest League, United PDX over Tacoma 2-0. In the South Atlantic League, or in the South Atlantic Division, no score reported from South Georgia versus North Carolina. Southern Soccer Academy in the South Central Division defeated Athens 5-0. Asheville City over Chattanooga 2-1. And that is your football. Let's now get over to basketball. In the NBA playoffs, it was Dallas over Minnesota 116-107. Do we have any WNBA? Yes, we do. Minnesota over Atlanta 92-79. And in the fourth quarter, Dallas leads Los Angeles 83-80. And let's get back. Come on, we got one more. We got more intentiveness, or do we? I think we've done it. Oh, we got a minute left. Actually, we got 3 minutes, less than 3. So let's pick out on a little ice hockey. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, in overtime, Florida Panthers defeated the New York Rangers 4-3. And in the AHL, the American Hockey League, it was Milwaukee over the Grand Rapids Griffins 2-0. In the World Championship, Sweden beat Canada 4-2, and the Czech Republic beat Switzerland 2-0. And folks, that is gonna do it for us for tonight. I wish we knew what the decision was. Christopher Bell still leads after 290 some odd laps. 291. They're still in a rain delay, but I have a feeling they're going to end that rain delay shortly, because if they don't get it underway at probably 11:30, you might as well just say it. Christopher Bell has won the NASCAR Coca-Cola 600, the only longest NASCAR race in the longest race in NASCAR, 600 miles. Dear Lord. Anyway, for us, that's going to wrap it up. For my producer, Matthew the Wizard Nichols, and the incredible effort of Jay the Brain with 2 N's to avoid legal man, I am Steve the Baxman Baxley. It has been a pleasure, and to be honest with you, I needed to get a few things off my chest, and I did. I want to just say one other thing. Uh, pray for Nick Rekieta, lawyer, and one of our YouTube creative talents. In a little trouble with the law. It's a little sticky, but for Nick Rekieta, pray for him. Pray for him and his family as he goes through his own quote unquote living hell, just like me with this hair. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network. For everyone I just mentioned, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. You have a real great day. And remember the great men and women who fought hard and continue to fight for freedom around the world and at home. Good night, and may God bless. Blessings. Fare thee well. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. So long.